Greetings. Welcome to Maldo's Magic. Tonight I have the honor and privilege of bringing on the show Brother Frank Sforza, Grand Historian of the Grotto International. The topic for tonight is the esoteric nature of the Grotto, or better known as the mystical order of the Veiled Prophets of the Enchanted Realm. Hey, Frank, how's it going?
Excellent. Very good. Thank you for the nice introduction.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for taking the time to come on the show. It means a lot to me. And, the floor is yours. Just you could do a little introduction so the viewers know who you are.
Well, they probably know who I am, but you already put out such a great idea for this. The Mystic Order of Veiled Prophets of the Enchanted Realm is a highly underrated organization. I love the fraternity. I always have. I've been a big part of it for the last 10 years. My 10-year anniversary is coming up in October.
Nice.
If you want to hear about my quick masonic resume, so to speak, Worship Master of South Shore Long Beach Lodge from 2019 to 2022.
Nice.
Worship Master Limerick Massapequa Lodge 2022 2023. Worship Master South Shore Long Beach Lodge again 23-24. Current Worship Master. And our lodge will be merging with Spartan Lodge. And I believe I'll be taking over as senior warden for the new Spartan Lodge 956 in Baldwin.
Oh, nice.
In the Scottish Rite, I just finished up my last year as Most Wise Master of the Long Island chapter of Rose Croix. Beautiful Masonic body, a lot of work, but 100% worth it when it comes to spiritual growth, especially in Scottish Rite. In the Holy Royal Lodge, I serve as Royal Arch Captain for Freeport chapter, Royal Arch Masons. In Cryptic Council at North Shore Council, I'm a member. That's my mother council. I'm the illustrious master of Suffolk Council 76 right here in Sayville.
Oh, nice.
They meet at Connecticut Lodge.
Okay. I'm
a member of Nassau Commandery. I serve as the junior warden. I'm also a member of Trinity Commandery in Astoria, Queens. I'm a member of an invitation-only body that you have to be a member of all three York Rite bodies to be invited to.
Wow.
I'm a member of a couple invitational and research bodies as well, both online and in person.
Nice.
I'm a member of Kismet Shriners. I have a lot of fun with them. I'm in the clown unit now. I am a trustee and the past monarch of Lyre Grotto. I'm also the founder of that grotto, Lyre Grotto here. I'm a member of Azim Grotto number 7 in the Bronx.
Nice.
I'm an honorary life member of Zulika Grotto in Buffalo, New York. I'm an honorary member of 2 other grottos whose names slip my mind at the moment, but wow. I helped one of them open, and I helped another one out in another state.
Okay.
Oh, and I helped start the Datum Grotto here in Babylon, Suffolk County, Long Island.
Datum Grotto.
I helped bring Grotto back to Long Island. So that's really my biggest accolade.
Okay.
You know? It's only been a 10-year career, and I've done quite a bit. And I wish I had a piece of paper that I could tell you all the things. I hope I didn't.
No, it's fine because I was just gonna ask. What are you not in?
I don't know. I was the president, vice president, and the secretary of the Nassau Masonic District School of Ritual Instruction. I won the MAGLA, the Metropolitan Assistant Grand Lecturers Association Ritual Competition in 2022, and took second place in 2019. I guess that's about it. I don't really know what else.
That's a lot. I think that's a great introduction.
Sure. Oh, I'm the Marshal of the Empire State Grotto Association.
Oh, okay.
I'm the Grand Historian of Grotto International. I serve as Supreme Council District Deputy, which is the equivalent of a District Deputy Grand Master for South New Jersey and Suffolk County, Long Island.
Nice.
I think that's everything.
Okay. If you think of anything else,
just
say
just chime in.
Just chime in. Yeah. So on my podcast, I like to go in deep. That's why I named it Maldo's Magic, because magic with a K for the viewers. So high magic just encompasses everything from astrology to alchemy to esoteric, bodies to Freemasonry. So on here, I want to just dive deeper into some of the topics. So, I think with the name, the Mystic Order of the Veiled Prophets of the Enchanted Realm, to me, that tells me that there's something mystical in there. There's something magical in there. But just want to hear from you. What do you think about it?
Well, sure. When we go into the actual title, right away we get mystic, right? What does mystic mean? Spiritual experience.
Yep.
It's a mystical order, so we know that this order is part of a deeper mystery level school, a society of people who are looking for something, right? Searching for a light one way or another. So it's a mystical order. The Veiled Prophet. The Veiled Prophet is the former and now deceased, obviously, Veiled Prophet Mokana, al-Mokana, from what is now Iran, Persia. And he was a prophet of Islam. His Islam was not about the Islam of war and terror that you hear about every day. Islam is a religion of love. A lot of people will disagree with me, but I'll tell you right now, my best friend growing up was named by Abdi Akgun, and he was a Muslim. And his family treated me like I was their son. So I don't know an evil Islam. I only know a God-loving, God-fearing Islam that was very kind to me when I was younger, when not a lot of people were kind to me. So he was a prophet of Islam, and the powers that be in Islam at the time didn't agree fully with the teachings that he was said. He was essentially burned at the stake as a heretic. The veil alludes to the covering over his face, that he would speak his parables from behind a veil. It was to cover up his face. He had gotten smallpox at some point in his life, and his face was horribly scarred. And they said it took away it detracted from his message. They also say that he was burned and that he was scarred from the burning. But if he was burned at the stake, he was probably dead already. So that story really doesn't add up. But the Veiled Prophet, what that means to me, if you want to talk a little bit esoterically. So we all wear this veil out in society every day, right? Sometimes we lift it, and sometimes we don't. Who is that real person that's inside you? Who's that guy on the inside? You know that who are you? And the only answer is I am.
I like that.
Okay, you're not John. You're wearing John's meat suit.
Correct.
But you're not John, and I'm not Frank.
Yeah.
We just get to play these characters at the moment. So that's something right there. That Veiled Prophet comes right there. The word prophet itself, is also mystical and esoteric as well. You hear about it in the Old and the New Testaments. And I can't speak for other religions when it comes to prophecy, but I can, speak for Christianity, for instance. A prophet is someone who's supposed to, speak on what God's word is. If you look at the dictionary, there's more than one definition of prophet. One of those is someone who speaks the truth. Now, what is the truth? The truth is what we've been searching after this whole time. We're searching after the truth, right? So prophet speaks the truth. Veiled prophet, this person who is holding into his heart, he holds in his heart a desire to seek, a desire to be more, to love, and he cherishes the world around him. That leads me to the last part, the Enchanted Realm. The Enchanted Realm is this made-up world that we all live around us. Each one of us, every one of us, there's 4 of us in this room, every one of us is in a different reality at the same moment, and we're experiencing each other, and that's wonderful. But we are absolutely 100% in an enchanted realm. Now, some people may believe that's just fun and frolic, and that's okay. Let them have their good time. That's great. Grotto is 100% the place to be if you want to have a good time. But it's also a place to have an experience, a different level of life. We love being Masons, and we love being in this great fraternity where we get to experience each other and enjoy each other's company and have a good time and do good works and raise money for charity and help kids and help the widow, and we do so many incredible things. We practice these deep, incredible rituals that were handed down to us from generation to generation. And now we have the opportunity to just go out into the world, this enchanted realm, and have fun and frolic and live our best lives.
That's amazing right there. Good explanation.
It really is. The Mystic Order, Veiled Prophets, the Enchanted Realm. It's a mouthful.
It is.
And a lot of people say, Frank, what is it, the Grotto, or is it the Mystical Order, Veiled Prophets, the Enchanted Realm? It's like, hey, it's both.
Yeah.
I actually just published on my Facebook page the story of where it came from. Does anybody know where the Grotto came from? Why it's called the Grotto? Well, you probably don't. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So our founder is Leroy Fairchild.
And
he was one of a bunch of Masons, about 10, 15 guys who are our original founding team, our founding fathers. They came from Hamilton Lodge in upstate New York. And these guys were looking for a place where they could, after work, they could discuss the deeper spiritual and esoteric nature of their degrees.
Nice.
Initially, one of the stories I've heard is that they got together initially because they were planning to do a Holy Royal Arch degree. The discussion got deep. They were playing jokes and having fun and having a good time. And poof, they had the Fairchild Deviltry Committee.
Wow.
Deviltry being a word for just fun and frolic and having a good time and being, a little bit mischievous without being mean. Without being outside the box, overly, overtly offensive in any way. They wanted to love on each other and be able to play practical jokes and bust each other's balls, so to speak, Just like we do. Like we do, right? That's what Grotto's all about. So this organization, when these guys got together, when they would meet up, they some of them were business owners, some of them had businesses they ran, et cetera, et cetera. Leroy Fairchild, at this point in time, had a flower shop, and one of the lower level, one of the areas in his flower shop was a small room that he set up to be their room. And he described it as a grotto-like space. And the word grotto comes from that grotto-like space that they met in that one time, and they continued to meet. They would meet in various places, and you've heard the story of the lantern being left out, so they knew where the meeting was. Well, that was the meeting. The meeting was they met in a little grotto, and then they called it a grotto from there on. Obviously, grotto has many spiritual aspects. We don't really talk about it, but the Holy Roman Catholic Church holds the grotto in deep regard. When it comes to, of course. When you go to any Catholic church, they always have a grotto or a place of prayer.
Okay.
A place of holy
I thought you meant the grotto,
No. Like our grotto is separate, but in the same way. I mean, the Holy. I don't want to offend anybody and make anybody crazy or get myself in trouble. But if I could tell you quickly about religion, the Holy Roman Catholic Church and the various Christian organizations or any other religion that's against Freemasonry doesn't realize that Masonry is a helping hand.
Yeah.
We're doing the same thing. We're trying to make the world a better place. And every Mason I know, I don't know a single atheist. And if I did, he wouldn't be a member of the fraternity.
That's right.
Every Mason I know is also in church and also taking care of his family and doing God's work out in the world. I'm a Christian. I belong to Centerpoint Church in Massapequa. I'm very proud. I was married there. I've been going there for almost 20 years. And I'm a practicing Christian. I'm also a mystic. I'm also a little bit of a mystic here and there.
Nice,
I'm a Freemason. I take this very, very seriously. It's how I live my life.
Mm-hmm. It's great. I want to do a disclaimer. So any of the opinions that we're talking about now, it doesn't coincide with any Grand Lodge or concordant bodies. This is just solely our opinion, just so the viewers know, okay? So people don't get nervous and scared about what do you say about this or Freemasonry. So.
That means I said something bad.
No, I always say it on every podcast. So now I just want to dive into some stuff. So,
please.
Thank you for explaining the name and a little history on it.
Sure.
But there's some stuff how my mind goes when I think of Grotto, I think of obviously, the Gnostics and the early Christians, some say that Christ was born in a grotto, right? So meaning the Christ consciousness was born in a grotto, meaning we're all working on the fellowship and the fun, creating that consciousness. So another thing I noticed is when you said he left the lantern out, it connects to the season. Right now, we're in Virgo season, and tarot-wise, it connects to the Hermit card. And the Hermit, and that's actually the class I'm teaching tonight here at Buddha Belly Records. Thank you to Mike for letting us film here. But basically, the Hermit holds a lantern on the top of a mountain.
Really?
And he has a staff in one hand, the magic wand, the magician's willpower. He's an elderly man, and he's holding the lantern while looking down. So what is that? The lantern gives light, right? It's a six-ray light in there, and he's giving light to the people that are ascending the mountain or the holy mountain.
Interesting.
So that's how when I look at masonry from an esoteric background, I look at these symbols and say, wow, the grotto connects to all these other.
100% it does, and especially if you delve into the ritual a little bit. Right at the end of that ritual, you explain something that just comes to mind right away.
Okay.
Is that right at the end of that ritual, and I hope I'm not going too deep with the when it comes to I'm violating my obligation or anything like that by talking about the ritual, but at the end of our initiatory drama that we have as what they call the ceremonial, you're exposed to the precious jewel of the Enchanted Realm. You're told to behold the precious jewel of the Enchanted Realm. It's uncovered to you.
Oh, wow.
In front of everyone. So the light is brought forth, and you're able to see this. You've been in search. You've gone through these tortures. You've gone through the pains and the suffering, all the various trials that you went through in the ceremonial. Now, the ceremonial is incredibly deep and incredibly esoteric.
I can't wait for it.
Oh my gosh, it's so incredible. In fact, we're going to be putting one on very, very soon. We're having a Master Mason night
Okay.
at Liar Grotto. We obviously want Datum Grotto to come through. It's gonna be great.
I'll be there.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of a kind. You meet some incredible characters. These characters are based off all kinds of religious and other mythologies that you experience throughout the years, and none of it is by mistake. They didn't accidentally put someone in there. So when you're going through that ritual and you start learning about the names of the people and who they are, and you see their role, you start realizing that there's a lot more to this than it is. And some people, it's just a place to have fun and bring their families and enjoy each other's company, and that's wonderful. But it is 100% a part of this Masonic practice. Maybe it's not true blue Freemasonry that came off from England, but it is 100% a Masonic order, and we are doing our thing.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think it's for those that have eyes to see and ears to hear. So people might join, or brothers might join it, and then it's great, it's fun. But some brothers have those eyes and those ears are tuned to look for those items. So that's what I appreciate, and it's okay if not everyone is looking for that, because it's there purposely put by people that had the knowledge. So I'm pretty excited for that. So we could keep going deeper on this. Trying to think of another question I had. So I know the people that created the grotto, the brothers, Royal Lodge, right? So could you touch on that? So they created it while they were doing rehearsing? Okay.
Sidney Smith was one of the original founders.
Okay.
And he wanted the grotto to be a place that was so secretive that you essentially couldn't even you wouldn't even know it existed. The original grotto with their Fairchild Deviltry Committee. He didn't want it to expand the way it expanded. He wanted it to be a place where they could get there and study the deeper aspects of masonry.
I see. Okay.
To go deeper into these rituals. What I would think of as kind of observant masonry, like a little bit on steroids, kind of like being able to fully be engulfed in this. They were getting together to plan a Holy Royal Arch degree initially, and they just started loving each other's company. And someone realized that if rites can be created with forms and ceremonies and deep esoteric truths and beautiful rituals from Atlantis and ancient Egypt and ancient mystery schools, that there can absolutely be an organization, an order made based on fellowship. And honestly, what we learn the most when we sit down and talk to each other.
Yeah.
When we learn from each other. That's what fellowship is all about.
Yep.
When you join the lodge, you level up, so to speak. You just do. You're now around brothers who are business owners.
Yep.
They're men in their prime, so to speak.
Yeah.
They may be they're in a certain business. Everybody's got a job or a specialty, and everybody has a piece, and not just in the real world, but also in the lodge. Everybody has their place. So you level yourself up, and it creates an opportunity for men to become their best. I forget why I was telling you that.
So basically, you were talking about the creators didn't want it to expand the way it expanded. So, I like that you said that they use it to talk about the deep stuff, the esoteric stuff of masonry. So, do you think that Grotto today expanded? Do you think it's still doing that?
100% in certain areas, because grottos can be whatever you make them.
Okay.
There is nothing holding us back from having any kind of discussions. Grottos have people come to speak about different things. They have all kinds of different guest speakers and different events they do. You can do anything you want. Grotto is so perfect. Usually fits it fits a need usually in a Masonic district or in a certain county or region. And
all right. So I have some questions from some viewers. Now, first one, 3 questions. Why does masonry need the grotto?
Masonry needs the grotto because masonry needs to get back to what it's best at, and those are ritual.
Okay.
And making sure that we take care of not only others, when it comes to charity in the world, but taking care of their own brothers. The ritual, the fraternity, needs to go back to its basics of being able to really keep the foundational Freemasonry, what some call observant masonry.
Okay.
Needs to keep that pure. I was recently at an Oddfellows Lodge, and I was in this room, this lodge room, and I saw all these beautiful artwork over the floor. And the room was set up like a lodge. There was an east, there was a west, there was a south. There was incredible relics on the wall. I was like, this is a beautiful room.
Yeah.
But then in the room, you see there's a big screen TV, and a pool table and a couch
Oh.
and a bar, and you're like, oh, this was a extremely deep ritual that was based in some mystery school and a tradition that was handed down to these people, and they lost their way at some point, and now they have this. It's just a boys' club. Masonry is not somehow greater, is not going to not be threatened by that same threat.
Yeah.
Masonry could be there. So I think that Masonry needs to get back to doing the true work of Freemasonry, which is getting back to that ritual, and still, on the other hand, taking care of each other.
Yeah.
Taking care of, I hate to say charity, but true noble works for our communities, making our communities better. Start with the family, then your town, then your county, and your state, country, and the world.
I think the problem is, you said it, the charity, right? The problem is I think that, and this is why maybe, is that words change in time. So in the past, charity was also, you could use a word agape. So in charity in the past, for the Masons that created, Masonry, it didn't really mean like doing charitable deeds, because that was just something, as a good human being, you should just do automatically. You shouldn't need to join a group to be charitable. So agape was really about theosophy. So like the people to come together, the study of divine union with God, the study of the mystical arts. So I think that's what we're touching on, why you said the grotto, why Masonry needs a grotto, is because we, down the road, we just forgot. We think charity is like, all right, I'm charitable, so because I'm charitable, now I could just get the pool table out, right? We could just hang out and drink beers. We could just have fun. But you could do that anywhere. Why join an ancient order to do that?
Back to your question about why Grotto is needed in Masonry. So like the second half of that is that we now have that, right? So you have the serious part of Masonry, so to speak, the serious part taken care of. That's your Blue Lodge and your Holy Royal Arch, Scottish Rite Masonry, the serious part of Masonry. You need a place. You're a person. You have steam that needs to get let off from your hard day of work. You have jokes you want to pull. You have things you want to do. You have fun that you want to have. And this gives you an opportunity to be around brothers and to enjoy each other's company and to get that part out of you. Nice. To get the deviltry out of you.
I see. Okay.
To be able to to be able to express yourself.
Okay.
To be able to get out there and just let loose.
Nice. Okay.
So that's not that might not sound as the most esoteric part.
That's all right.
But it really does have a spiritual meaning, like why we are here, what are we doing?
But to me, when you said that, my mind is thinking alchemy. You're burning. It's like gold gets purified in fire, so you're just burning off the dross. So it is alchemy in a sense.
It is a safe place for you to be able to go out of your way and just kind of like burn that fuel.
Okay, I like that. All right, so let me go to the second question. What experience does a grotto offer different than any other concordant body?
Oh, come on. Seriously. There is, it's night and day. The fun and the fellowship that you get with grotto is night and day, heads above tails, the greatest thing you'll ever do. When you go to these, either the Empire State Grotto Association, or you go visit a grotto, or you go to the Grottos International, every time that we have one of these things, they're at a destination location. The Supreme Council session this year was in New Orleans. We stayed on Canal and Bourbon Street.
Okay.
Every night was a party. Every minute of every day felt like a party. But at the same time, we were there having these incredible meetings. We got incredible work done. The Empire State Grotto Association last year in the fall was in Niagara Falls. Again, like another location. This year in the fall, it's going to be in Corning. There's a beautiful... You might think, oh, what's Corning, New York? What is that? Well, there's actually quite a few beautiful things there. Besides like the waterfalls and the parks, there's an incredible glass museum that I can't wait to bring my family to.
Nice.
I find beauty in a lot of different things. Like masonry, but all things, but including grotto. You're given experiences that you may not have had the opportunity to experience. And one of those is artwork. We meet guys like oh my God, what's the name of the commander-in-chief? What's the name of the commander-in-chief at the Valley Rockville Center?
Valley of Rockville Center. Greg?
One of my best friends. Greg. Oh my God. Sorry, G. That's my bad. Just drop him. His name just dropped from my mind. But when I met him, right? When I think of artwork, I think of the Mona Lisa, and various things. And when I met him, I was like, oh, he puts a different spin on his artwork, and I see the way he does things, and every little detail, you start dissecting it and looking into the beauty and the meaning, and you're like, oh wow, this is really incredible, and this is an experience that you would only get being a part of this fraternity.
I like that. All right, so last question. Why is the grotto your pride and joy?
Well, it's a difficult question to answer, and there's really nothing esoteric about it.
That's okay.
I know that I needed it in my life. I needed a place where I could like let loose and kind of be myself, and I didn't find that with my Blue Lodge. I remember going to a Zim Grotto in the Bronx and seeing guys wearing flashy jackets and smoking jackets and Hawaiian shirts, and just loving how funny, how fun, how deep the ritual was, and how could they mix these things and have this. When you guys see the ceremony, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Wait.
How incredible it is. And the ritualists themselves were so good. And you say to yourself, this is the organization everybody tells me is the thing you skip? Like, what do you mean? This is great. So Grotto for me is my pride and joy because I had an opportunity to take it from dead in the water on Long Island.
Okay.
Dead in the water. And had the opportunity to bring it back to Long Island and use it to bring something and give it back to Long Island. Like, we now have 2 grottos on Long Island.
Yep.
Prior to that, 50-something years ago, at Floral Park Lodge, there was a grotto. It was called Shalimar. And that grotto closed down after not even 30 years.
Really?
There was a grotto in Brooklyn that was called Long Eye Grotto.
Okay, I've seen those.
They lost their charter. There was some misappropriation of funds and such, and they just did some things they weren't supposed to do.
Okay.
But they didn't go out on the top. They should have went out better than that, because they did have a deep history of doing good things, and they did some good works, and they worked right alongside Mecca Shrine and did a lot of great things with them.
Oh wow.
And Kismet.
Yeah.
They were the Kismet and Long Eye. They cross pollinated each other.
I think that's the way it should be.
We're talking about with Long Eye Grotto, they had a 1,000-man horseback parade unit. Imagine a 1,000 members with horses that were good for a parade. Like,
wow.
Just a great place. So we're not talking about a small organization of little guys. Now, all Masonic organizations were big back in those days.
Yeah.
Like, we've shrunk tremendously.
Yeah.
But Grotto's the only Masonic body that's still growing right now.
Really?
So there's got to be something to be said for that, where almost that, what was it, 10,000 something members. We have over 10,000 members.
Okay, so growing.
Absolutely. There's over 10,000 members here in the United States. In comparison, the Grand Lodge in New York is about 25,000. Grand Lodge in New Jersey is around 16,000. So in comparison, we're not talking about a small fraternity. We're talking about a big piece of the puzzle.
Nice.
Now, there's 3 million Shriners, 3.2 million Shriners in the earth. So that's a big organization. And no one's saying that we have to be one or the other. Like, I love hanging out with the Shriner guys, and being a clown and having a good time. And I believe there's deep esoteric roots in that too. There is. I just happen to be to love this organization, and I'm trying to make sure that I don't care if the credit goes to me. I just want to be able to know that I did what I could to bring this fraternity back to Long Island and the southern part of New York, really, because Azim Grotto is really not doing as much as they used to be doing. Okay. And they just had the Grand Monarch in charge. He was the 6th Grand Monarch from Azim Grotto. Wow. Azim is number 7, so number 7. Very, very, very old grotto, right from the beginning, and so they have the right to be tired. They've done a lot of work over the years. That story is really incredible as well. Like that charter was gone. They were all but extinct. Then one guy kept the charter alive, and some brothers from Mecca Shrine got together, and they started up that grotto again, and a bunch of names that I'm sure you would know: Victor Mann, Dominic Falcone, various other guys. Isaac, lots of guys got together, and they formed this thing. They had a great time. They were really, it was a bad place to be. Like, these guys really, really had a good time doing what they were doing. They were meeting in New York City, in Gramercy Park. They did lots of great things. There's a Monarch Bar in New York City. It's a rooftop bar.
I've heard about it. Yeah,
they've really done so many incredible things, and I certainly I fell in love with it, and I knew that Long Island needed a grotto. They asked me to open one, and I said, absolutely, I will. Then it just spiraled, once it became part of the Empire State Grotto Association, which was essentially just the northern part of New York was just kind of like in charge of this organization. Okay. And the people there are the nicest people. You walk in and you're part of the family. They accepted me right away. Now, these are people from Buffalo and Rochester who normally they would look at a kid from Long Island who talks like he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah, right.
And like, and they would like, laugh me out of there. But they took me in, and my wife and my kids.
Wow.
And they treated us like we were family. And I fell in love with them.
That's great.
And here I am. So that's what I do. I try to take care of Grotto. And also, Steve Rubin, Grandmaster Steve Rubin once told me, he said, Frank, you just need to find your niche. And I said, well, I want to do so many different things.
I know.
I want to be an assistant grand lecturer.
Yeah.
I love the ritual. I want to be a staff officer. I love Masonic history. I love Masonic education.
Yeah.
There's a million things I wanted to. So where's my niche? So I said, they kind of picked me. When they made me grand historian. I will be in the fall. I'll become vice president of the Empire State Grotto Association.
Oh wow!
I'm still part of Lyra Grotto. I'm a trustee of Lyra Grotto. So I'm just trying to just do my best to be a part of the fraternity. At the same time, I want to have my focus on Grotto because that's the part that I want to give back.
Okay,
that's my personal thing.
Yeah.
There's really no nefarious purpose behind it. I just want to have. I want to have had my point in history that when I die, they'll say, and they'll be enjoying this thing. They'll be enjoying this thing one day in 100 years.
Yeah.
And they'll say they'll find this old charter, they'll blow the dust off, and there'll be my name, and they'll be like, "Oh wow, Frank Sforza." And then some old man will be like, "There was a podcast about it back in the day." And they'll
right?
Just play it.
It's funny because I don't like not comparing, but how you said that some I guess members or nobles from Mecca Shrine went right to revitalize Azim, right? So for me, I'm in both too as well. Just like you, I'm trying to maybe find my way. I'm in every concordant body, right? And I think because the shrine is so big, right, so international, they do such great work that for what I've noticed is that the fellowship is amazing too, but there's a lot more pressure because there's hospitals, a lot of things that we're responsible for.
Yes.
Where for me personally, I find the fellowship less stressful at the Grotto, even though I haven't been there too long, right? I just joined, Datum Grotto, a newly chartered grotto on Long Island, based out of Babylon, New York, for about, I don't know, maybe half a year now. Thank you to the Grand Historian. So I feel like since it's not as big and the responsibility isn't as great, the shrine is the biggest and best philanthropy out there,
yes,
right? Without a doubt, and they're really good at what they do. But now with the Grotto, since it's smaller, I find that the fellowship is there. Because that weight of the stress is not on us, so we get to go there and just have fun fellowship, have deep conversations, and just enjoy. And the best part about it is that we meet at different places, not always at a lodge.
That's right. I designed Lyra Grotto so that they wouldn't have to pay rent. That was the idea. The idea was that we would be able to meet taverns, restaurants, bars, places wherever we were going, event spaces, so that we would be able to save that money, and that one day that nest egg of the dues that we paid over the years would be able to help someone or something, for a future generation. So this grotto, you see, the bank account's growing. And that's all for the future, man. And I hope people listening to this when they listen understand though that we made a lot of sacrifices. We did what we had to do to get it done. So I really do hope that the work that we've done has paid off. And adding a second grotto to Long Island, and honestly, I would love to add a third. I would say that Riverhead or somewhere like Smithtown would even be another opportunity to get to the other end of Suffolk County, because the way Long Island is. Nassau County, not so much because it's so condensed.
No, but Suffolk County
is it's so long. You're talking about
so
a 2-hour
long
stretch between Amityville and Babylon and Riverhead. And then if you want to go even further than that, it's even more. It's just a long way.
It's almost like you need one North Shore, you need one out east, because
you need 3 AGLs, you need 3 districts.
Yeah, because it's big. That's the thing about Suffolk.
East, West, and the Hamptons.
Yeah,
it's honest truth. But having a grotto, having these grottos to be able to kind of assist masonry on Long Island.
Okay,
it's just a great opportunity in another way, sympathy and good fellowship.
Okay,
what we talk about. Sympathy is, again, that's our charity work, that's our humanitarian foundation, and the good fellowship, a place for us to be able to enjoy each other's company, get together, and just really get out there and have fun with our friends, with our family, in a million different ways. Whether it be over a white kratom, has that crap?
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah, so this is 3 dragons, white kratom. Great drink, yeah.
Or if we're having a beer, or we're going axe throwing, or we're going roller skating, or we're just, shooting the shit, whatever we're doing at some lodge somewhere.
Yeah.
Or maybe we're doing a ritual. Maybe we're bringing guys in and having a ceremonial. There's a million things that we do. We've done so many things in just these last 3 years, and there's just I have so much to be proud of. I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this organization, to bring Grotto back to Long Island.
So am I. So I'm definitely grateful that I, met you at Scottish Rite and got
it's a great honor,
a chance to be a part of Datum Grotto. And the best thing I love is, we're a new Grotto, but we go out, and I love rocking the fest. Like, I'll go to Kava Bar, we go to local bars, we go to bacon festivals, and it's just the fellowship there and the fun. It's just tight knit group. We all want to be with each other. We all just want to put the fez on and just be proud. And then everyone's like, "What is that?" So I think it's great. I think it's a great way to really.
Those fezes handing out. We were selling CDs.
Oh wow. Yeah.
At the Leonard Skinner concert, and people come up to you. They weren't even sure. Like, are you guys really Shrines?
Oh yeah. Wow.
They thought we were like just playing the role. I'm not wearing a costume. This is what I am. I'm here to.
Yeah.
I'm raising money for Shrine Children's Hospital. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the right thing.
Knights and chivalry still exist. There's still knights out there. Yeah, right.
Like, we're out there doing the world. Not everybody's trying to scam you, friends.
Yeah, no. That's what it's about. Just helping people out. We don't get paid to do this, but it's not about that.
Nah, we get paid. We get paid in corn, wine, and oil.
Yes.
Want to talk about corn, wine, and oil?
Yeah. There we go. Now let's get some esoteric stuff here. All right.
Back to the esoteric. Now these are the things you learn about right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Talking about the fellowcraft degree, second degree, corn, wine, and oil. And that same thing, the nourishment, that's what your body needs.
Okay.
That's what you need for your regular day-to-day life. What do you need to be able to go out there into the world? You need a certain amount of energy.
Yep.
You gotta get your rest. You gotta get your sleep. You need a place to stay, roof over your head, blanket to keep you warm. You need food. You need to be nourished.
Yeah.
You need those nutrients so you can grow and stay alive and be able to move yourself. You need water. You need fluid. You need liquid so you can be able to move your body so that the joints stay nourished and that everything's working well in your body. You're well hydrated.
Nice.
And spiritually, it's the same thing. Spiritually, you need that corn, wine, and oil as well.
Yeah.
To purify your soul, to be able to be the right you, so you have a clear mind, so that your third eye is wide open.
Woo.
You're seeing more than what's just on this physical
I
level.
like that.
Because when you're looking out into this world, it is a beautiful earth. The Enchanted Realm is gorgeous.
Yeah.
With the colors all around us and the incredible feelings we get. We get to enjoy the weather or we get to hate the weather. But either way, it's just, you're lucky to just be alive.
Yeah.
To be able to experience this at this moment in time. And so when you think about these beautiful initiatic orders that we're a part of, not just Grotto, all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. We're so lucky to be able to experience these things because we learn about. Think about the people who go day to day without actually knowing that they're in this incredible experience.
Yeah.
That's what the true Enchanted Realm is, the knowledge of such.
Okay.
The knowledge of such. That we can manifest this right now.
Yeah.
All of it. The best life we could possibly have. It's all there.
I love it. I feel like it's all about like learning to be in the now, being balanced. So like esoterically, to me, I always refer to like Kabbalah.
Grotto gives you balance.
I like that.
In Freemasonry, Grotto gives you balance. You said before, before we came on the air, you said that one of the brothers said that Grotto is not a part of Masonry. And I feel so bad for a brother who thinks that. I really do, because he doesn't get that balance in that. So like, hey, hi, my name is Frank Sforza at 1 Magdalene 2022. I know a little something about the ritual,
Yeah.
I've been practicing Freemasonry in various forms, Rosicrucianism and TMO, and the various things that I've been a part of over the years, meditation and Reiki and all the various things. So I am a spiritually experienced person. I meditate every day. I sit in my backyard out in nature, and I have deep thoughts, and I write down my little lectures and the things things I want to do, and I write my emails, and I do my masonic work in my backyard, and I just get out there and I try to do this work as best as I possibly can. And all that comes from this knowledge that I'm a part of something that is bigger than me. That is Grotto, then Freemasonry, this beautiful, overarching Great White Lodge, I guess.
Yeah. For those that have ears to hear.
Yeah. I don't know how else to say it without like spilling all the beans here.
Yeah, no, it's all right. So, we're coming up to about like 45 minutes right now. We could keep going a little bit longer. I know we got a lot of good stuff in there. It's up to you. let me know if you want to keep going, or if not,
We can gladly keep talking, but I don't know what else to talk about. Honestly, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's all right.
I'm a very bad guest today.
No. You didn't know.
When it comes to the esoteric, the ritual. Well, let's talk about the ritual a little bit.
Okay.
It's in Freemasonry. These rituals are. You know that most of these rituals, the stories behind them, the mythology behind them,
Yep.
they are essentially a hero's journey.
Okay. Joseph Campbell?
In the Grotto, yeah, great. Perfect example. Every one of those Star Wars movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're a hero's journey.
Yep.
In the same way, we're going through these heroes' journeys. Our ritual, our not institution, I'm sorry, the ceremonial, initiation, the ceremonial, we call it, is a hero's journey. A person, a man. What does a man experience in the world every day? He has fears.
Yeah.
He has anxiety. He can go through depression. He has thoughts of suicide. He's tempted by various temptations.
Oh, yeah.
Money, alcoholism, drug abuse, women. There are so many things that can cause a man to stray from his path.
Yep.
In this ritual, you experience some of those things. What men have to deal with on a daily basis.
Okay.
And how do we get through that? We have each other's backs. We're prophets of the Enchanted Realm. And
Yeah.
Guess what we are before that? Companions and brothers.
Yes.
Companions on a road race, right? Through
Yeah.
this life.
Yep.
And we're brothers. We're spiritually bound by blood. A blood that was given to us from somewhere else.
Okay.
Formed from stardust trillions of years ago. We're all from the same place, and we're just trying to work our way back. And you learn that through these various rituals.
Yeah.
And what you were saying before, you have eyes to see, you have ears to hear, you listen.
There you go.
That's the honest truth. That's the honest truth. So when you're in Grotto
Mm-hmm.
and you say to yourself, "Oh yeah, it's a drinking club," you're selling yourself short.
Yeah.
It's not it's not a drink club. It's not a dinner club. It's not a place that we go to get high or to do things that are stupid.
Yeah.
Or a waste of time. It's not a waste of time by any means at all. Fellowship is what this fraternity is based on. Fellowship. Brothers that enjoy each other's company, that want to be around each other, that have each other's back, that stick together, that take care of each other's families, and make sure that we're doing the right thing for the right reasons. So when you talk about like a mystic order, veiled prophets of the Enchanted Realm, Freemasons that became prophets, Freemasons that are also involved in other Masonic bodies.
Wow.
It fits its place in the Masonic circle. It fits its place. There it is, fellowship.
It does. You're right.
How much do we learn from each other on a daily basis?
Oh,
Why are we
yeah.
sitting here talking right now? We're learning from one another.
That's right.
And that's what it's all about.
That's it. You're right.
Good fellowship.
Band of brothers, good fellowship. So, last question I have for you too: how has the Grotto made you a better Mason?
For the same reason. Like, honestly, it gave me an opportunity to be a leader.
Okay.
I had to really step up my game when it came to writing because, like, I've always when I came to South Shore Long Beach Lodge, I wanted to, like, be more than I was, and I wanted to, like, be able to kind of, like, read and learn and kind of delve into it. And in my lodge, there wasn't a lot of guys that were really, like, looking for anything more. So I started writing and reading and just getting more and more involved and trying to find my, like, niche.
Yeah.
So I've always been into, like, reading and writing. Grotto made when I became Grand Historian. Now I have to write 3 papers a year that get published in a magazine that's going to go throughout the country and into various countries. Now
Really?
Now that we're in we're in Canada, South America, we're all over the place. So like my article is getting read 3 times a year all over the place. So I had to step up my game when it comes to being a writer. And again, I have to be creative and interesting and have fun and be able to kind of like get out there into the world.
Yeah.
It was not an easy task, especially someone for me. I'm not a highly educated man. I like to say, I did my thing. I went to Nassau Community College.
Okay.
But I went to Nassau Community College to be on the wrestling team.
Yeah.
That's the truth. I was in a hospitality administration program. So it wasn't like I was like studying to be some kind of a writer or a guru or a high priest or something like that. I didn't know.
I see what you're saying.
I became interested in these things because when I was a young man, I was I considered myself, I'm a Christian, a practicing Christian. Yep. And I've always enjoyed the mythologies and the Bible and the various stories and the lessons that are afforded to us.
Yeah.
And so it was a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader. I was kind of the first time I was master, I wanted to be master.
Okay.
I was only a Mason for 5 years.
Oh wow.
Like you're a Mason 5 years, and so I've been a Mason. Let's put it this way: I've been a Mason for 10 years, and for 5 of those years, I've been Worshipful Master. So that should bother you. It bothers me when I really think back on it.
Wow.
I say to myself, I shouldn't have been put. I was a 5-year Mason. I was a rookie. I shouldn't have been put in that position. And I know I'm not the only Mason that's been put in that position.
It happens, right?
Especially recently.
Yeah.
It's getting worse and worse in that way.
Yeah.
But like I owed it to my lodge, and now I owe it further in Grotto. When to whom much is given, much is required, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've been beloved by this organization. They have treated me so incredibly well by bringing me in the Empire State Grotto Association, and now I'm going to be the vice president of the state. So essentially, the Empire State Grotto Association is New York, part of Canada, New Jersey, part of Connecticut, part of Pennsylvania, right?
Wow.
So that's like us, and obviously New York State. I think I said that already. And so, like, I'll be number 2 in New York State, essentially, right?
Wow.
With the Empire State Grotto Association coming up. And that means I get to have a couple of conventions, and one of them will be in the fall of 2026 right here on the Lounge.
Nice.
That'll be announced one day.
Sign me up for that one. Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be a great time.
Yeah.
I honestly, everybody knows it's going to be a great time. Everybody's looking forward to it. But then on a larger scale, on a bigger scale, like Grottos International, these are great brothers from Ohio and Florida and Ecuador and all over.
Oh, wow.
Who when we meet each other, sometimes we can barely understand each other because they have different
Yeah.
dialects and
Yeah.
speak differently, and we know right away that we're putting on that same fez, and we've walked the same path, and we've gone through the same initiation, and we've gone through those degrees in Blue Lodge, and then we have we start to talking, we get to know each other, become best friends. We're all over the place, you know. I have my buddy Austin calls me all the time from Texas. He calls me too much. I'm just kidding. No, Austin, good guy, but you know, we make friends all over the place.
Yeah,
and it's just it's a wonderful fraternity to be a part of, and I've always loved it.
It sounds like the Grotto has helped you, you know, even though it sounds like you were probably challenged, you know, while in masonry, but it sounds like now with the extra stuff you have to do as a grand historian, it's like challenging you to be the best version of yourself.
100%.
And I think that's what I love about masonry, because before I became a Mason, I was afraid of public speaking. Like, I get so nervous, my heart's jumping out of my chest. And now I'm doing a podcast. So for me, masonry gave me that confidence to be able to talk to front of people, and for me to gain my voice. It's the biggest thing. I think people want to be heard, but they don't have the confidence to speak. And I think that's what.
Esoterically speaking, there's
right?
a point there.
Yeah.
You're kind of making, which I want to put into words. A lot of times in masonry, but again in Grotto as well, they give us the title. Now remember, you get the title. It doesn't matter what organization you're in. You're doing that work for that organization.
Yeah.
So they may be grand historian of Grottos International, but it doesn't mean I'm not working for Freemasonry. I promise you, I work for Freemasonry constantly.
Okay.
I do Craftsman Online. I'm still master of my lodge. I'm involved.
Yeah.
You know, if you're having a Masonic event, I love to be there. It's what we do. You know, and then. In the York Rite and the Scottish Rite, you know, I don't miss meetings.
Yeah.
I'm almost everywhere. I do my best to get to where I have to go. But where I'm going with this is, you are given a title, right? We're all given a title.
Yep.
Now these aren't titles that are supposed to boost our ego. Some guys use it to boost their ego. They say, "Oh, I'm whatever you are. I'm the district deputy grand poobah, whatever it is, right?
Yep.
Like, everybody has a title. That's something for you to live up to. Causes you to be a better version of yourself. Simply causes you to. When I go out into my car, and when I'm driving my car, I know that on the back of my car I have Grottos International, I have my lodge placard, Scottish Rite placard, MSA placard. Like, when someone comes down the street, now not everybody's going to know that.
Yeah, of course.
But when someone may recognize that and say, "Oh, my grandfather was one of those."
Yes.
Oh, my uncle was one of those. And if I'm out there driving like a lunatic or being crazy, I'm not setting a good face for myself. So automatically, that's on the very physical level.
Yeah.
But now, what about on the spiritual level, right? What about I'm a church goer, right? We go to church. I'm also. Let's talk about this for a second.
Okay.
Not just going to church making you spiritual.
Yeah.
What about you're a priest in your home?
Yeah.
A priest to your family.
Okay.
I have 3 children. They look for me to guide them.
Yeah.
I have a wife. She looks for me to be the leader of my household. Now, my wife is a very, very, very good leader. She's an outstanding partner. I have the best first lady. In Grotto, we have a fun game we play. It's part of the culture that you guys should all know about this.
Yeah.
In Grotto, when you stand up to speak in Grotto, and if you're traveling with your wife, you have to mention that you're traveling with your wife.
Okay.
If you don't mention that you're traveling with your wife, you owe her a dress. She gets to buy herself a dress.
Wow.
And that's just a fun little side gig that they'll challenge you on here and there. But You're the priest in your home, right?
Yeah.
So you have an opportunity to show your family that spiritual end of you, that part of you that's gonna be that link. What your children and what your family believes is what God is, or how you should live your life. The best example of your moral character and being.
Reminds me of the Fourth Degree in the Scottish Rite. Oh, yeah. As much as we watch it, it's so deep. As much as people think it's we see it so many times, but it's there. It's the same message everywhere. But it's,
I know people knock it, but
honestly I love it. I enjoy watching it every time. Like, this is great because you always get something new, and it's just amazing to really. It helps to help you to really be a better parent, right? Be a better brother, be a better person in society.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the tenets of this fraternity, right? Regardless, Grotto, Royal Arch, Freemasonry, the tenets of this fraternity are in line with every religious order, regardless of what you believe.
Yeah.
On the base level.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yeah, so any final remarks?
I just want you to know that I really appreciate the opportunity to come here and speak with you guys.
Yeah.
I love the energy of this place. The shop is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to have had a part in the creation of Datum Grotto in Suffolk County.
Yep.
I hope that you guys do really, really big things.
Yeah.
And make sure you get me as much information as possible so I can disseminate it. I don't want to be two separate grottos. I want our grottos to be like together.
Yeah.
I want us to mix things, and I want to do things.
Annual barbecues.
Put my fez out.
Yeah.
And I want to be in town and march through parades. So let's just get out there and just put our best foot forward. Remember that you're in a fraternity of brothers. We're a fraternity of companions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So again, let's go back to that real quick, just so we can finish off with esoteric, right?
Okay.
So first, we're brothers, right? What's a brother? Right? What's a brother?
You're right.
Someone's related to you. They're
Yeah.
related to you by blood.
Yep.
They're related to you by law, right?
Okay.
So someone becomes your brother by law.
Okay, brother-in-law.
And remember, not law is something that comes from God, right? God gives us the ability to have that law, right? So
Okay.
we, as a people, collectively believe in our government that creates that law that we now go by from the people that we elect to make these laws. So that brother that creates that brother. The blood, you can't create that. That's already there.
Yeah.
We're brothers. We're blood. Okay, brother. Companion. What's a companion? Companion is someone who's on a journey with you.
Yeah.
Someone who's part of that. They're in that journey. We're all of us are in that journey together. Okay, and I'll leave it at that, but that's a lot deeper.
Yeah.
A lot deeper. With
Of course.
Sir Knight.
Sir Knight, yeah.
What's a Sir Knight?
Yeah.
Sir Knight. Not just a warrior.
No.
Not just a warrior monk or a warrior priest or whatever you want to call it. A sir. Sir is someone who of noble birth, or he earned that nobility. Okay. He earned that royalty in his life.
Yeah.
Also, he's a knight. He's a warrior. He's a man who's not afraid to pick up his armor.
Yep.
The armor of God, the full armor of God.
Full armor.
That sword, that double-edged sword that we call a Bible or our religious book, whatever it
Yeah,
happens to be. We all took our obligation on that book.
That's right.
So we're Sir Knights. We're nobles. We're nobles of the mystic shrine, right? So we know right away we're given noble birth. We're given this illustrious noble birth.
Okay.
Right? We know we're a nobility. We know we're a piece of royalty, that we're part of a greater kingdom above, that one day we need to be part of now, but maybe this is it.
Yeah.
Maybe this is our nobility right now, We don't know the true scale of the mystery.
Nope.
And again, what other Masonic bodies are there? Did I miss any of them? Scottish Rite, right?
Yeah.
Princess, Sublime Princess.
Yeah.
Go right back to the royalty and the knighthood. The Scottish Rite is telling the same story. As
Same
the York
story.
Rite,
Yeah.
Two different ways. And
Yes.
that's completely okay.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing. Just like I was saying before, if a fraternity or an order can be made up of various things, it can also be made up of fellowship. And so the same way, we're prophets. We are prophets. We are speakers of the truth.
Like that.
Destiny. The way of life.
Amen, brother. Amen. Love
It's been a
it.
great way to be.
Yep.
Love it.
Well, thank you guys.
Props,
And
great organization.
yep. This is Maldo's Magic. Take care.
Thank you, Brother John. Appreciate that. Too.
Thank you, brother.
Sorry if it wasn't better.
No. It was great. I'm just not used to. My setup's been super basic.
Yeah.
Super basic. So this is amazing.
Next time, have more time to set up.
Yeah.
It'll be even because you'll have the camera angles.
Even still, this from manifesting. Remember, a month ago, 2 months ago, I didn't have any of this,
Right.
and now look what we're doing.
Yeah.
Shit is happening. We're manifesting it because we're companions in this
So
life together.
Manifestation, right? We'll go into that real quick. Manifestation.
Thank you for the layups too as well. Thank you.
You want to talk about manifestation real quick? Are we done? We're done, right?
I never stop recording. I usually let it rock out. For
Yeah.
If you want to,
that's like a blue.
if you want me to stand here and sit here and brag for a moment, I will. Like the honest truth is, I manifested this life that I'm going through. I completely manifested.
Yeah.
I was nothing. My life was shot. I was bullied as a child. I have a terrible relationship with my parents.
This is gonna be a juice.
I went through a tumultuous time in my life where everything was falling apart. Losing job after job, not being able to keep a real relationship. Finally meeting my wife Danielle. Went out, asked how do I become a Mason?
Yeah.
Finally, a lodge got back to me and let me in those doors. I did everything I possibly could to earn my place in my lodge. I was involved in as much as I possibly could be.
Yeah.
I dove into the Masonic reading program. I dove into the ritual, and I learned the middle chamber lecture. I think I was a Mason like 2 years when I went to
It's
learn
impressive,
the various lectures, and I wanted to be so good that people would say he's the best. And then it got to be different. Then it became I want to be so good so that I can help everybody with their ritual. That if a lodge needs me, I'm there. Any piece. And that if that means I'm out 5 days a week, that means I'm out 5 days a week. And it's not just a ritual. It's not just a ritual. It's attending events. It's being able to go out to everywhere.
Masonry definitely offers you that opportunity of acquiring value. A lot of times in life we search for value.
Yeah.
But when you're in a Masonic organization, there's something for everybody to do. Whether it's ritual, whether it's your responsibility on the line, whether it's your job just to observe. Everybody has their place, and that's the beauty of Masonry, that even just that, anybody can be good at anything at any time.
Yeah.
And it's so important. Every little thing in a Masonic lodge is important. Like everybody has a place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the chain is as strong as the weakest link, right? So it's what it needs.
Always on upward, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the word? Always
onward and upward?
Onward, upward.
Each one teach one.
Exactly. And you take public speaking, you say.
Super nervous. I could never do it.
And it's like you don't want to let your brother down if he says, I believe in you.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Yep.
I'm throwing you into the fire.
Yes, yeah.
So why not be uncomfortable around people you're comfortable with? And it allows you to chip away because, you know what, I'm going to go into this blindly because I have to support you.
Yes.
They're not going to let me drown. They're going to be right next to me.
Yep.
They're going to let me swim. If I start drowning a little bit, they're going to let me get to the point where I really can't help myself. Because it's in that uncomfortable incident that builds confidence, right? Pain and struggle build confidence.
That's right.
And sureness of oneself.
A lot of people say, like, when they'll say, we have a weak master coming up. Oh, the next master's going to be weak, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, no, that's the wrong attitude, my man. You're not manifesting the proper place. Hey, listen, if Frank's going to be the master next year and Frank's not going to do a good job because maybe Frank is running his own business and he's very busy this year, you know what that means?
What?
That means that my senior ward needs to step up. That means my junior ward needs to step up. That means the members of the lodge need to step up and support that big master.
What's my thing that I say all the time? Absence of leadership creates more leadership.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
But when it comes back to like manifesting this life that I've had for myself, like the honest truth is I worked really hard as best I could. I always put my positive shit forward. You see, every day I go home and I do my ritual, I study, and I was a piece of it. This is 10 years of practice, meditation, putting out positive energy to the universe of exactly what I want.
Yep.
And I was in the right place at the right time. I bought my business. I left a dead-end restaurant business job. Let me tell you a story real quick. When I was with, less than 10 years ago, I was with Hurricane Grill and Wings. And I was opening all these Hurricane Grill and Wings, and I was helping them out in the various stores they have on the line.
Yeah.
And then one day, I woke up, and I'm like, oh, I'm the kitchen manager of the Hurricane Grill and Wings that live there. So like, what am I doing with my life here?
Yeah.
Like, my kids are growing up, and I'm working in a kitchen. Like, what's happening here? And I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do? And I had a thought about it. I prayed about it. I made sure that like my intentions were in order. And one day I got a job with Frito-Lay. And like you think, well, Frito-Lay, what the way, selling potato chips? Like yes, I'm selling potato chips. But you're not just selling potato chips. Learning how to run a business. Yeah. Because then once I had the money, once I had the opportunity, and the opportunity met the desire.
Okay.
I was able to use the law of the triangle to take that money that my wife had gotten from her grandfather passing away. She gave me a little piece of the money. We took that money, we invested it, we bought a business that was already running, the same style, but Same style as what I was actually doing with Frito-Lay, but now I own my own business.
Wow.
Selling Wise potato chips and various savory and salty snacks.
When you made that change,
It's a huge step.
that evolution.
Think about how scary that was for me.
Well, how far into masonry were you as far as years?
This is so.
Yeah.
I've had my own business now for 3 years.
Okay.
And I was at Frito-Lay 5 years before that, so that's 8 years ago. That means I was a Mason 2 years when I jumped ship from Hurricane Grown Wings and I went into this.
Do you think masonry gave you the confidence to do that?
100%.
Okay.
I knew I had brothers that would be able to back me up.
Momentum Mori.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew I had brothers that were going to back me up. I knew that I had something, an outlet, a place where I could reach out and kind of guide myself through these principles. I used to line up all my tools and call them my working tools.
Okay.
I would say this is for this, this is for this, and everything has a meaning and a value to you, especially when you're new and you're learning a fraternity. And I know not everybody dives right in, but I was completely enthralled. I had to be a piece of everything, and I wanted to learn everything as soon as I possibly could. I didn't want to miss any of the episodes, so to speak.
Did you find that it was because you wanted something that gave you this growth, or you just wanted to be someone?
Both. I wanted to be a part. Initially, I wanted to be able to get some positive karma in my life because everything was going so terribly.
Okay.
I felt like I wasn't the man that I was born to be. And another thing about me, you guys might laugh, but I am of noble birth. My last name is Sforza.
Mm-hmm.
My family ruled Italy for 200 years, 400 years, really. Come from noble birth, come from a family. Whenever I think about it like this, and here's another piece of manifesting. Here's another piece of the puzzle, the bigger puzzle of the Enchanted Realm, right?
Yeah.
Your family, your ancestors, are not only a part of you, right? Because you're a part of them. You came out of somebody, right?
Yeah.
You're a part of them. They are around us at all times. They're whatever you want to call it, their soul, their spirit, however you want to define it. It's all here, and they're all watching, and they're all behind you. When you think of that, your ancestors, everything you're doing, they are so proud of you right now that you got out here and you said, "I'm going to start a podcast." And you said before you're not good as public speaking is not your forte.
No, not at all.
Or whatever it is, whatever it could be, you're getting out into the world. They're incredibly proud of you, and you want to make your ancestors incredibly proud.
Yeah.
So you're going to do your best in this world. Do the right thing when nobody in the physical world is looking. But the honest truth is, real Masons who know that this is a mystical art and practice, know that we are never alone.
No.
The Enchanted Realm is around us at all times. We're in it. We're a part of it.
I like that. That's deep. No, it's funny because before my grandma passed, it has to be over 8 years now. She always would tell me, "Hey, when are you gonna finish school? When are you gonna finish school?" I was a club guy. I had natural talent to do things, to sell. It was easy for me. And I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm making all this money doing this and that, in a way, the easy way out." And then 4 years ago, I decided, let me try it out. Went back to school, finishing my psychology degree, my bachelor's in about a month. And
Congratulations, wonderful.
And I always ran away from it. Growing up, my religious background, my family's made my father wanted me, to be a pastor. And now my next degree, I'm going to get a master in divinity and theology.
I thought about being a pastor, bro.
So now it's it's crazy. We run away sometimes from it. But when you said that, I know she's there. I know she's watching. My grandfather passed away 2 years ago, and I know
it's more
he's
than
watching.
That.
It's
not just they're there and they're watching.
it's they're part of you.
Yeah, we when we describe things, especially I shouldn't say everybody, but when we describe things, when I describe things, you're using these basic physical things that we just that's the way we talk.
Yeah.
But it can't describe it as well. That beautiful symbol on your chest.
Yeah.
It's so incredibly deep. It's so big. It's so huge that it's not describable. There's too much. We use a very, very basic definition of that square and compass, or what the smokana is, or why we wear the fez. There's a million things.
Well, that's the thing. I think.
You want to talk about the logo at all?
Yeah.
Because it says
we probably could go to about 7:30 because then I have to switch up to set up for my tarot class.
This will be real quick.
Yeah.
When you chop it right there.
Call it the last.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about the Mokana for a second,
all right.
Because that's something that people ask about all the time.
Yeah.
Say, "Hey Frank, what's your logo? What's that logo?"
Yeah, what is that?
Well, the Mokana, you're looking at a man, right? This veiled prophet is modeled after the Mokana. It's supposed to be modeled after the veiled prophet. So,
okay.
So where's the veil? It's a face. It's a face covering. So what's the face covering? Is the face covering the facial hair? What does the facial hair mean? Why does he have facial hair?
Okay.
To me, when I think of the facial hair, I think of a full-grown man, a man who's reached adulthood, reached a certain maturity. You see the way his mustache is. He's reached a certain level of prestige in himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Now, what is that? Are those horns behind him? Are they horns? Is that what it is? Now, some people say, "Oh, those are horns. Those are your typical Persian horns of some type."
Okay.
They could mean a lot of things. Maybe they allude to a Taurus. Who knows? But when I think of it, I think of it as the veil being blown open. I think of it as being the fate, what you're looking at.
Oh, I see.
In action.
Okay.
In action. The
They're
veil.
horns, correct?
The veil has been. Well, I don't know. That could be just that could be just for the pit. That could be just for an illusion. So you just see it. So that the person who's just looking at it, he sees that, and he says, "Okay, that's what it is." But maybe that's not what that is. Maybe
Oh, I
it
see what
has
you're
a deeper
saying.
meaning.
Okay, yeah. No, you're
So
right.
that's the veil being blown open as he's faced the precious jewel of the Enchanted Realm, good fellowship.
It's crazy because like tonight's
eyes are
talk,
wide.
it's
He's
so
looking up.
crazy. It reminds me of the Hermit right now. It's the same.
Now,
It's like similar.
He's wearing a turban. But maybe that's
Is
because
it?
it's Persian.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a prayer cap in another religion, or a Scottish Rite cap where we wear the prayer cap.
Ah, okay.
Or any of the other. We're all wearing like every different Masonic body has their own cover. Even in the Blue Lodge, they wear the top hat.
Because it is horns, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Symbolically, it's horns. It's funny because maybe the face is the mind, right? The face isn't the face.
I see what you're saying.
In between, right? Look at the location.
Oh, okay.
Sure, it's exactly in the mind's eye, correct?
Okay, I see what you're
Strong
saying.
space
So
is
like,
similar,
who you are is the mind.
Yeah, it's. Well, we could get deep with this.
Of course,
Yeah.
no, it's a beautiful fraternity.
Yeah. Wow.
We're all free to interpret these things. We don't know what they were doing. They
No.
didn't write it all down.
No,
It's
they
not
left it
all-
open for interpretation. Really,
And that's
right?
the beauty of the veil, right? Everything is so beautiful if you can actually peel it back, right? Like you were saying before, and you were saying about school, right? Those blessings are always going to be there. They're just waiting for you to be the right version of you, right? It's
Okay.
like being blessed at the right time. Having a car at 2 years old is not the same as when you can actually benefit from it at 16.
Yeah.
So you can have the blessings at the wrong time.
Oh, okay.
Versus having them at the right time. So your you is just waiting really to meet that version of you.
It's deep.
Yeah,
This is great stuff.
absolutely.
Wow.
Oh, man, imagine like 8 mics with some of the deepest brothers.
Oh, my
Back
goodness.
And forth. And it's, what I found with masonry is that you have guys who know so much,
Mhm.
right? They know things,
Yeah.
but they don't know how to really coexist. And to have a conversation where you're removing ego
Mhm.
and not saying what I know,
Yeah.
saying how I think. Because what you're saying is really how you think, right?
Okay.
How you've broken down datum,
Mhm.
right? And it's like, wow, let me look at it through your lens. And let me take my mind, look through your perspective,
Mhm.
and I can speak in a language that you can understand, and vice versa, right? We're completely removing ego instead of just saying, hey, you know facts, I know facts, this is true, this is true. It's just not Masonic jeopardy.
That's
Yeah,
one
I
of the
see what you're
things
saying.
that,
Yeah, I
like,
see what you're saying. Yeah.
When you're in the Scottish Rite or something, at the end of
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the degree, they always want you to say something super like profound.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, everybody's scared to say something because they know that certain people are gonna like either jump on them or
Can't
come
say
out
the
from
wrong thing.
place.
Don't say the E word.
Hey, listen, this is
Yeah.
more of an opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
and that tells you there's an advantage that Grotto has over the other organizations. We're in a small group. We're
Yeah.
hanging out. We're enjoying each other's company. We're able to talk about these things.
Yes.
What we really believe, our truths and our ideas. What if I'm completely wrong? What if I'm right?
I think it's great.
Like, and that's one thing I commend you for. You have no problem being a beginner.
No.
A lot of people want to compare their beginning to other people's middle or the end point, right? You have no problem being a beginner because you're almost value the journey more than the end point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right.
And these are the things, right? A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor.
Mhm.
Knight in shining armor.
Mhm.
He's never been battle tested.
Yeah.
You want to go to war. You want to do these things. You're living and loving the experience.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's the middle of the sandwich. Who wants the bread? It's the meat.
That's right. You're 100% right. I was the firstborn, so it's like I've always had to do things first. Go to school first. Go to junior high school first, and same thing. I got picked on too. I wasn't blessed with height.
Yeah, mine was
You
more
know?
of like a. I wasn't really picked on. I was more like abused. I was like abused.
The truth comes out late night show. Yeah. So no,
I had a
but
very violent childhood. Thrust into a world of violence at the age of 4. Spent the last years trying to fix that in my life.
yeah.
People think I'm a bad guy, but it's really because I just had a really rough childhood.
That's
Really,
the veil,
Yeah.
right? That's the veil.
that's the veil.
It's funny in tarot, it actually connects to cancer, right? What's cancer? Crab, right? So when crabs get bigger, they get uncomfortable, so they shed their shell. But cancer, as in the chariot tarot card, the chariot represents your personality, or the veil for that true self, which you mentioned before, that I am. So we all have that. We're all in that charioteer, but we're masking our true self. And our true self is from the divine. It's guided by the stars.
Steve,
Beautiful.
very deep.
Beautiful.
I like it, man.
Well said.
I appreciate the opportunity to produce.
Yeah.
Not produce, but
No, this is
thank
Nice
you
job.
for your
this is
outreach.
great.
Very
This
much.
is like
Very good.
this
Still,
is